From solar panels or solar energy, we are going to be talking about goal setting, and I think it's important for all of us because at a point in our life we need to set goals to achieve certain things. So I have with me a very renowned guest, and his name is Dr. Kofi Osei-Kusi, who is a life coach and consultant, and he is the president of Osei-Kusi Foundation. Doc, welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning to you, and hope you're doing very well this morning.
I'm feeling great.
Okay.
By the grace of God.
That's good. Good to hear. Well, we are talking about goal setting.
That's right.
Have you achieved all your goals, or you're still setting them?
Every day, probably not every day, like every year, every year you set some goals,
Yes,
long-term goals and short-term goals. So I have achieved a number of my goals, but I have a lot more ahead of me to do.
Great. Okay, so what is goal setting then?
Okay, so when we say goal setting, it's a powerful mental process of visualizing, the ideal future you want to have. Okay, so you're here today and you're using your brains and your mind to figure out the ideal kind of future that you want to have. Okay, so it's basically picturing the kind of future you want to have. It may be a short term, like within a week, within a month, within a year, or within, say, 20 years of your life. So you got to picture that ahead of you, and it is critical to be successful in life.
Okay, how important is that to us, to set goals?
Absolutely. Especially if you want to be successful in life, goal setting is critical because by the very definition of success, there is goal in it. So when we say you are successful, it means that you have progressively achieved your goals in life. Okay, so success is simply the progressive achievement of goals. Okay, so say you're in JHS and then your goal is to pass your JHS exams, get to SHS, get to university, get it, whatever. Okay, so those are your goals. And as you're achieving them step by step, you're successful. So success is not necessarily a destination, it is a progressive achievement of your goals. So if you're going to be successful, you need to have, for like goals, measuring blocks to assess the progress that you are making in life.
Cool. So does that mean that to be successful in life, till you die, you must always be achieving goals? You can't reach a maximum. You always, even when you're 70, 80, there must be goals that you're still trying to achieve.
Absolutely. You see,
without 80, there must be goals that you're still trying to achieve.
Absolutely. You see, without goals, you are directionless in life.
Okay.
All right. Now, goals give you focus. Goals give you a drive. Goals focus your resources. Now, let me go to this point. We're here for a reason. We're not here by accident. We're here to accomplish a certain purpose. Within the duration of our lives, there is something for us to accomplish. We're not here to fill in the space. We're not here to occupy the traffic space. We're not here to waste, space. We're here on an agenda. Somebody put us on this place to achieve something in life. Now, if you don't know why you were born, you better find it out. Because one day you're going to discover that you've wasted your life. So you must discover why you're here, and then out of that you set goals, progressive goals on a yearly basis, on a monthly basis, and then you work hard towards them.
Before we come back to the purpose for your life, why you're here on earth, can someone who doesn't set goals sail through life achieving some successes? Like they don't set any goal to pass their exam, but somehow they read when they feel like, and somehow they pass the exam. Can that happen? Like you have some successes in life.
Well, you see, if you don't know where you're going, anywhere is a destination. So I heard this story about this gentleman who was traveling, this young guy who was traveling, and he got to this crossroad, this crossroad, and then he met an old person and said to the man, "Please, where should I pass?" And the man asked him, "Where do you want to go?" He says, "I want to go anywhere." Then the man said, "Just take any road, it will take you anywhere." You see, so without a goal, anywhere is a destination. So if you don't have a goal and you just pass your exam, you got all CCCs or BBBs, you've achieved something, but perhaps you needed the A's to get a scholarship and you've missed that.
And you think people who don't set goals can't get the A's?
People who don't set goals, cannot achieve higher things, and then they can't measure up, their progress in life. To be truly successful, you've got to have a goal. If you want, whether you want to be a president, whether you want to be a millionaire, whether you want to be a pastor, a doctor, whatever you want to be, you've got to have that goal. And then with the goal, you're going to have the energy to drive yourself to achieve that.
You mentioned that to have success or to achieve your goals, you must know your purpose in life. How do you find your purpose in life? How do you know it?
Yeah, I love this question,
I know
I
you
get
do.
asked that question a number of times.
Yes.
Look, if you're going to be happy in life, you got to know why you're here. I'm a very happy person. I'm an excited person because I know I'm called to work with young people. I love young people. I love to spend time with them. How do you know your purpose in life? There are a number of things you do. Okay, I wish I had some of my books here to show you guys. Some of the things I've written on purpose. One, there are a number of things. One, for instance, look out for the things that get you angry.
Things that get you angry.
The things that get you angry the most gives you a clue to the purpose that you have here.
Okay.
No, there are some things that, other people is just normal to them. But as for you, as soon as you see that kind of problem, something tells you this shouldn't be. There's something wrong with this. I've got to fix that problem. This shouldn't be. That gives you a clue of why you were born, because anger is energy, and anger, empowers you to deal with issues. There are many things you can never do until there's some energy in you, there's some anger in you that gets you to tackle a certain problem.
Sure.
Maybe there's somebody watching this TV and this whole energy crisis makes them mad, and there's something in them to do something about it. Maybe that's your purpose. All right. Okay. So that's one. Okay. The other thing is, check around the people around you. Okay. Usually the people around you help you discover your purpose. For instance, the kind of problems that people would normally bring to you gives you a clue to your purpose in life.
Okay.
Okay, so you will find that when people have a certain peculiar kind of problems, you are the first person who comes to mind. And number of people will just remember you when there's a certain kind of problem. It means there is a solution in you to tackle those kind of problems.
Okay.
So check out around you the kind of problems that people consistently bring to you. It means there's something you have to do with, and you can build your career around that kind of problem. Someone was telling me every time someone is organizing a funeral or a party or something, they just have to come to them and say, can you organize this party for me? Because they're so good at it. They just organize the canopies, organize the chairs, make sure everything is placed, fix the place up. Come on, you got a purpose. You got a purpose there. There's something in you to create order. There's something in you to bring, fruitfulness, organize and just get things to work. That is in line with your purpose. Of course, you should also pray about it. I've got like 10 points about how to figure out your purpose in life.
Well, you just give us 2.
I'll give you like 3 now.
Okay, praying about it is the 3rd one. How about the other 7? Just briefly.
Just briefly, okay.
So we can understand how to set our goals.
Okay, all right. So the other thing is you can do a 360-degree assessment. Okay. So you can ask the people around you and just find out what they think your strengths are. What do you think your strengths are? What do you think your weaknesses are? So that's
so that is different from what the problems people bring to you to help them solve.
Yes. You don't need to, about the problems, you don't need to talk to anybody. Just sit down yourself quietly and find out what kind of problems do people normally bring to you.
Okay.
All right.
But the strengths and weaknesses, you have to talk to
them.
People.
Talk to your family. Talk to your family members. Talk to your best friends. Talk to your teachers. Talk to your employers. Talk to the people around you. Ask them, what do you think I'm good at? What do you think I do so well? What do you think I do so naturally? It gives you a clue.
Okay.
Now, the things you love to do gives you a clue to your purpose. The thing you would do if nobody will pay you to do,
you do it anyway.
You will do it anyway. Gives you a clue to your purpose.
Okay.
The job or the career you continue to do, if you had all the money in the world, gives you a clue to your purpose. Can I give an example? I know many people working in the banks. If someone give them $1 million today, they'll quit the bank. They'll quit the bank. They don't really love that job. They're just there for the money.
Okay.
But a true person who's called to be a banker, give them all the money, they're not going to quit. I know some teachers in some rural areas, there's no electricity, the situation is not good, but no matter how much money you give them, they will still stay in that place and still serve. There's something in them that tells them that this is the place I ought to be, this is the kind of job I ought to do.
Sure.
Okay, so when you're in the line of your purpose, money is not a motivation.
I think you've given us 6.
You want all? You have to save in chambers.
Oh, no. I'm taking it all out of you now.
All right. Okay. I'll tell you one more. Okay. So look in the line of your giftings as well. Okay. So search within yourself your giftings, because you see, by your giftings you will know your purpose.
Okay.
Assuming someone gives you like an equipment, and you don't really know the purpose, you can find out the features of it, what the thing can do. It can give you a clue to that purpose. Okay. So your gifts were given to you to fulfill your purpose.
Sure.
You're not giving your gifts just for the fun of it. You're not good at talking just for the fun of it. You're not I was going to say pretty. You're not pretty just for the fun of it. There's the purpose about that. You're not good at playing soccer just for the fun of it. You're not good at singing just for the fun of it. That singing was given to you for a certain purpose, perhaps to inspire people,
Yes.
perhaps to entertain people. So watch your gifts and let your gifts, lead you or sort of inform you about the purpose that you have in life.
Okay. You still don't want to continue on the list.
No.
Why? Okay, I will get them
This is
out
quite
of
a
you. But okay, if you know all of these things,
Yeah.
you know your giftings, your passion, your strength, and your weaknesses. How do you effectively, set your goal? Like, you know all of these things. How do you put the pieces together and make it work?
Excellent. So I think it was Socrates who said this. He said that, man, know yourself. Okay. If you're going to set goals, if you're going to be successful, if you're going to do anything great in life, you must first know yourselves. There are too many people who don't know who they are.
Okay.
Okay. If you don't know who you are, you're going to be setting the wrong goals. You may set your goals according to somebody else. Maybe your neighbor has a new car, so your goal is this year I must have a new car. maybe your best friend got married, and so you just set up a goal and say, I must also get married. You don't know who you are. You're just trying to be a photocopy. See, that is why it's important to know who you are, know your purpose, know why you're here, know yourself. Okay, so once you know yourself, doing all of these things helps you understand who you are, your gifts, your strengths, the things you're good at, the things you love to do, and all of that. Once you know yourself, then you can set the right kind of goals in life. You don't set your goals because somebody else is doing the same thing. You set your goals in line with who you really are.
So that is how to effectively set your goal.
That is the beginning of setting the right kind
What's the
of
next
goals.
step then?
So once you know who you are and you know why you're here, you have a vision in life, then you set the goals. Okay, so you have long-term goals. Okay, who you want to be, say, in the next 30 years, and so on and so forth. And then you break it down to say the next 1 month. Okay, and then you look at personal goals. So you got to have goals for yourself, personal goals, say financial goals, say spiritual goals, educational goals, career goals, recreational goals, like you want to get into some sports, even health goals. Okay, that maybe you want to exercise because you want to keep a certain kind of shape and some sort of fitness and all of that. They are all supposed to be in line with who you are. Okay, so once you know who you are, you have your clear goals, then you break your goals down into various aspects of your life. You must have a goal for every area of your life because a goal will give you the energy to achieve big things in life.
Okay, so that's the second.
That's the second.
Okay.
That's the second. Okay, so yes, once you have the goals as well and you've set those various goals, you should write them down.
Good.
Write down your goals.
Is it because you forget or you will not work towards achieving them? Is that the reason why you should put them down on paper?
I'll first speak it from the Bible.
Sure.
Okay, there's a scripture in Habakkuk chapter 2. It says that the goal or the vision should be written down so that the one who sees it will run. That means that when you have a goal and you write it down, it gives you energy. It gives you inspiration. I'll tell you a quick story about a young man who came from a very difficult background. He had never traveled overseas before. And so, his dream was to travel one day. So what he did was he got himself a magazine, looking through the pictures of this foreign magazine, cut out beautiful pictures of overseas, nice places abroad,
Yes.
put it all up in his room. Okay, and every day he'll be looking at it and say, one day I'm going to travel, one day I'm going to travel. A few months down the line, okay, his boss calls him and said, he was a journalist like you, and says, can you go and cover this story overseas? Actually, it was Switzerland. So he went to this little village and covered the program and came back. He was so excited he achieved that goal. Guess what? Whilst he was in that village, he had a feeling like he had been there before. He was like, how? He's never traveled before. He's never been there before. So he came back. And when he got back to his house, for some reason, he just saw that one of the pictures was exactly the very place he had been.
Okay.
See, there's something inside of you. As soon as you put a goal before you, your brain is calculated in such a way that it finds a way for you to hit that goal. See, what you continue to see, your brain designs a path for you to achieve that kind of goal that you have.
So whatever you do, you have to make sure you get it imprinted.
Imprinted through the eyes. Through the eyes. Look at it, or just meditate on it. I'm sort of saying that well because not everybody can see.
Okay.
I support a number of blind people, so I work closely with blind people. So maybe they may not be able to see that physically,
Sure.
but they have an inner eye and they can see that as well. But if you can see imagination. But if you can see, just put your goal before you in a picture, okay, or in words.
Yeah.
I was just, checking out some of my goals I had written down in the year 2001. That's like 14 years ago. Recently, I had stuck them, in a wardrobe and, I just went to do some, just opened it up again, and it was incredible. I had like 30 goals in them, and I'm telling you, I've achieved almost all
How
of them.
many? Almost all of them. Great.
It's amazing. After probably like 7 years, I had left it somewhere, and I just went back just to read about them, the kind of family I wanted to have, the kind of home, the kind of wife I wanted to marry. This is like 14 years ago. Yeah. It's amazing how, I had achieved almost all those goals. So when you put your goals before you, it gives you some energy.
Okay. In your case, when you took back that paper and saw that you had achieved almost all of them, what do you think was your inspiration or your drive to achieve all of that?
Okay, so first of all, like I said, once you pull those goals before you, you keep looking at them every day. You keep looking at them every day.
But in your case, you said for 7 years you hadn't seen.
No, so I had this particular sheet. I had left it for a while.
Yes.
But they had translated into many ways. So my iPad today has my goals on them. So as the years went by, maybe I'll translate to a book. I translate it to the computer, and it goes to the iPad. Okay, and of course, as they are going, those ones I've achieved, I had left them behind. I've forgotten about achieving those ones because it's a long time ago. But I had the chance to look at that sheet of paper and see what I had set myself like 14 years ago and how many of them I actually achieved, and it's really incredible.
Okay, what are some of the challenges one can encounter while setting their goals?
I think I've mentioned a few of them already. So, for instance, setting goals that are outside your domain, outside your giftings.
Unrealistic goals.
Even before the unrealistic one, that are basically just looking at somebody else's life and setting goals for yourself. And many people, to be very honest with you, many people are struggling in that respect. Many people are killing themselves softly because they are rushing to do things just because somebody else is doing it.
But how about the environment? Maybe the resources available to you to achieve those goals. You know your strengths, your weaknesses, the things that drive you and all that. But the environment is just not creating that opportunity. Can that happen?
Look, if you want to achieve something great in life, you're going to have to go to challenges. Nobody has it all put together. There's nobody, unless you're setting very, very low goals. And look, your goals must be high.
Okay.
They must be high. Nobody has all the resources required to achieve all their goals, okay? But as you put a goal before you, so for instance, you want to be president, you're not going to have all the money it takes to become that person. You're not going to have everything. You want to build a business. We don't have, you may not have all the financial resources, but it doesn't mean you cannot achieve your goals. There are too many people in history. There are too many people around us who are achieving big goals. I have achieved many of my goals. You've achieved some of your goals. Look, it is possible to achieve your goals in life. Put it before you. Look at that goal. Believe in it. Believe in yourself. Every day, look at the goal and say, I'm going to do it. I can do this. I can build that business. Okay. I can build that school. I can finish that course. I can become a medical doctor. I can become a president. I can become a speaker of parliament, whatever that is. Speak to yourself every single day. Look at the goal. That's why it must be written down. Write it down. Look at it and believe it. People will discourage you, some of the challenges. People will tell you are joking. You can't make it. But remember people like the Wright brothers. When you're trying to make the aircraft, people came around them and say, hey, there's going to be nothing new in this world again. Okay. But they kept believing in themselves and they achieved those big goals.
So you're saying that even if you don't have the resources to achieve certain goals like big goals, you can still somehow, there will be a way for you to achieve them.
I'm actually saying that you will not have all the resources to achieve your real goals in life, because your real goals will always be something in the future, something you haven't already achieved. Right now, you don't have the resources. If you have all the resources to do it, then you already have the goals. You have already achieved it. So by all means, there is a resource gap, but you achieve your goals, if you like, by faith. Looking at it, believing in yourself. Eventually, the impossible can be possible if you can have a goal and believe in it.
Okay. Do we have certain things within us that drive us to achieve these goals? Maybe some traits, within you that can push you. You are here, Dr. Kusi and Martina, but given the resources and everything else, your strengths, your weaknesses, maybe there's something about you that can help you achieve it. Whereas if I have the same thing, I wouldn't be able to achieve it. Is there something, an inner thing within us that can help us?
Yes, we're already wired to achieve our goals. We're already wired to achieve our goals. But you see, our abilities to achieve our goals depend on a number of things. including knowledge. Your level of knowledge will help you achieve your goals. Okay, so if you hang around, people are always discouraging you, you're not encouraging yourself. You're not reading, you're not improving yourself. You're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck. For instance, look at the people who start from scratch. Okay, to say build up, say a bank, so build up a big organization, or start a church that works, or whatever that is. Look, they always have a certain kind of knowledge that the ordinary person doesn't have. So I would always encourage people to go for knowledge, learn, educate yourself, get yourself inspired, read good books like mine and other people's books as well, and you're going to be able to achieve your goals.
Okay. Is there anything else you want us to know about setting goals and achieving them?
I would like to say that, yes, find out your purpose in life.
Okay.
Believe in yourself, and make sure you're adding some value to this world. Make sure you're adding some value into this world. I think tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and find somebody, not just your lover. Find somebody you can love. Find somebody you can care for. Find somebody you can bless. You may not have money to do that, but encourage somebody.
Okay.
Buy a gift for somebody who doesn't deserve that.
Okay. Before you go, can you just name 3 people who have set goals, and some of them, it may not be big things that people would just say, oh, that's a big person, they just started small, but it became something big. Even if they are not alive anymore, their names are out there for achieving their goals and just living that dream they plan to live.
There's so many people that come to mind.
I just want 3.
Okay, so I can tell you, I like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Sure.
Having a great dream, having a great goal, and then work towards that.
Okay.
I believe in living beyond our generation.
Okay.
Many people are just living for today and for themselves.
Okay.
I say that I'm living to die for the youth. I believe in that.
Okay.
So yes, he had a great goal about the racial issues in America, and he was able to achieve that. I like Kwame Nkrumah. I think he had a great dream about Ghana, for us to have independence, to be an independent country, and it was beyond that. He had a dream, a vision, and a goal for an independent Africa. And look, people ridiculed that at the time, but today we have the African Union. We are exactly at the point where he had dreamed things to be. Okay. I like Kweji Agri as well.
Sure.
An intelligent man, educated man. And, he said that educate, a man, you educate an individual. If you educate a woman, you educate a nation. I think that was a brilliant man.
Sure.
Perhaps at that time people didn't catch that, but today we're all involved in empowering women, because women can also be very good leaders.
Sure. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Kofi Osei-Kusi. And it's been a very interesting chat. It's been really nice having you. I'll tell Cynthia to have you over again very soon, so we talk about something else. Okay.
That's right.
Well, if you just joined us, we've been talking about goal setting and how to achieve your goals, and I'm sure you heard from Dr. Kusi yourself, and if you haven't set any goals yet, it's not too late. You can still start that and putting things down and just working towards achieving them. So that's what you can do now. Well, the show still continues, but it's your birthday, Mrs. Amma Nyame Sampong of the Office of the President at Flagstaff House. And this is coming to you from Uncle Max, who is the Director of Marketing here at the GBC. So have a lovely, lovely birthday, and, live up to maybe 100 if you can. Yes, so enjoy your day. And the show still continues right here on GTV.